Hey everybody, how you doing? Ken Adusi here, back for Odd Shopper. I am in a different location. That's what happens when this is the Australian Open final. You got to go to a different location to watch it. I actually considered doing a virtual background of the brick, but I settled on just leaving it as is. Hope all is well with you guys. And yeah, it's going to be a cracking affair when the men play the singles final on Sunday morning, right before the AFC and NSG championship games. Should be amazing. I am looking forward to watching Stefanos Tsitsipas perhaps push Novak Djokovic as far as he's been pushed by Stefanos Tsitsipas in the past. But let's start off here and just talk about what we've got going on with these two men. You see the head-to-head here. You see that it's 10-3. Okay. Tsitsipas won at an EXO, so that doesn't really count. He won in Toronto the first time he played Djokovic. I'm not going to say it doesn't count, but you can see here Tsitsipas took 2 of the first 3 meetings, and then Djokovic has, let's just say, figured out how to play Stefanos Tsitsipas with the 9 straight victories that he's had over him. And look, the Paris Masters match was exceptional. The match that they had at the ATP Finals was exceptional. And again, the Astana match, the Rome match, the French Open final when Tsitsipas up 2-0. They've had some bangers. They've also had some duds, but most of the time, as you can see here, and again, Clay, yes, has helped a little bit. But look, I think that this is a surface. We were talking about it with the women's final. Arina Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina both discussed how the court at night is slowing the conditions down. So that's something that we have to think about here. It's not as low bouncing. It's not as fast. And that should help Stefanos Tsitsipas a little bit. I'm not going to, well, before I get to my pick, I just want to point out that we have an amazing deal with DraftKings right now. If you get $5, you get $200 instantly. It's really that easy. Just if you're not a member yet of the DraftKings Sportsbook, there's information below in the description to sign up. There's a link. You do that. You bet $5, you get $200 instantly in free bets. It's really that easy. You can go ahead and take some of these bets that I like for Sunday morning. And if you or somebody know it's a problem with gambling, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older in most states to gamble. I like both players to win a set here and Djokovic to win the match at plus 118. You can find it on FanDuel. I think that this is an excellent spot. I think that if you're taking the over, and we can look at, I'll show you guys what I mean. First of all, Stefanos Tsitsipas to win a set. Remember the Wimbledon final, Nick Kyrgios, think he opened around minus 140 to win a set. He closed around minus 170, minus 180. That's, I think, always my favorite way to bet it, or both players to win a set. That's priced at minus 160. That's going to be hard to do. And then the total here, 37.5. And then the spread is wild. Like, are you gonna take 5.5 with Tsitsipas and risk that he, loses a lopsided 4th set? Frankly, I don't even know if the over necessarily cashes, even if Tsitsipas wins a set, because you don't know what Djokovic is going to do. He could come out and 6-1 him in the first set like he did against Andrei Rublev and just leave him with his jaw on the floor. I know we can look through the numbers here, and I wanted to point out, I was just playing around. Djokovic didn't serve amazing against Tommy Paul. It was actually his worst serving performance of the tournament, and Tsitsipas served pretty well against Karen. That makes me feel a little bit better about Steph going into this match, that he's serving well. And also, I mean, a feather in Novak's cap is the fact that he landed only 43% of his serves in the second set. And obviously, third set, excuse me, and obviously won 6-2. He's just been unbelievable from the back of the court. Absolutely unbelievable. I am so impressed. And really, it just seems like nothing is slowing him down at this point. Obviously, he has the hamstring issue. It's only flared up one time, and it only flared up in this Enzo Quaco match. And other than that, he right here, where is it? Yeah. Other than that, he served well. He obviously took it to RCB. It's very easy to do that these days. But Grigor Dimitrov, he served over 70% in that match. Incredible. And obviously, Dimitrov was, by the end of it, was like, what do I have to do to win a point? De Minaur, the track star, or the cardio star, cardio nerd, whatever people call him. He got absolutely obliterated, as did Rublev, who I thought was playing really well. We've seen Novak Djokovic for one set look bad, look human with the hamstring. And frankly, against Rublev, he kind of was hopping around a little bit, but it hasn't affected how he's performed. And when you look at the way that he's won other Grand Slams, especially in Australia, the U.S. Open. He's always had an injury. He's always had, he had the abdominal thing with Fritz, and then he, Milos Raonic. He beat Milos Raonic. Like that was Australia, 2 years ago. U.S. Open, I think it was 2 years ago. The last time I played in the U.S. Open, he was dropping the first set like all the time, and then coming back and winning. You were able to get in live on Djokovic. And by the way, great place to bet live is our new our premium Discord channel. If you're not in it, you should definitely take a look at doing that. You get 1 week for free. Information's below. You get access to the best data-driven minds in the business, a community of bettors, good place to figure out live spots like maybe Djokovic live if he drops the first set here. But in all seriousness, I do think, and it's only $19.95 afterwards. So 1 week free, then $19.95. I seriously recommend you take advantage of it. The one thing that I would say here is, like in those US Opens, he was dropping all the first sets. There's always been times where he's had some scares, like he's dropped sets that he shouldn't, and he goes down 2. Like he hasn't had any of that. This is the cleanest, most dominant Novak Djokovic at a Grand Slam that I have seen in quite some time. Even Wimbledon, Sinner gave him hell. Berrettini always gives him hell at the Slam. Always takes. He's only dropped 1 set, and he's played. I mean, he played Andre Rublev, who's a world-class player. But I still don't know if he's been pushed to this level. Like I'm just going back and forth in this match. That's why I love both players to win a set and Djokovic to win. Because if we know one thing about Novak Djokovic, I think going into this match is that he's going to figure out a way to win this match. I do think also on the other side, we know Stefanos Tsitsipas is going to show up to play. He's been playing at the highest level of his career. He's been serving very well. This dates back to the United Cup, as you see right here. Those wins over Berrettini, and he also had a win over Taylor Fritz. Big wins, and so, I think actually he didn't, excuse me. I don't think he had a win over Taylor Fritz, but he did have a win over Dimitrov. He did look good in that match. He looked good in the Coric match. He's dropped some sets here in Australia, but he's been pretty dominant. He's been pretty good. And I think he's definitely good enough to win a set. And if you think he's going to win a set, I get that. I don't think he's going to win 2. I don't think he's going to win 3. I think he's going to win 1. And I think it's going to be even for about an hour and a half. And then Djokovic is going to pull away, as he's done in all these matches against Tsitsipas, right? When it's winning time, as we say about the Golden State Warriors in basketball, when it's winning time, no one knows how to win better than Novak Djokovic. So that's where I'll leave you, and enjoy the final. It should be a good one. Very, very good job all tournament round on OddsShop.